Hey everyone, welcome to Online Card Classes Crafty Chat. Today's guest is Tasnim Ahmed from Alton. She's going to share the Alton story, tell us how the company came to be, and maybe show us some sneak peeks of things to come. Hey everybody, welcome back to Online Card Classes Crafty Chat. My name is Lydia Fiedler, and I am the community manager of Split Coast Stampers for my day job. And in the rest of my time, I am herding cats, and I blog at understandblue.com. And today we have with us Jennifer McGuire.
Hi, I'm Jennifer McGuire, and I can be found on jennifermcguireinc.com. And also, I'm one of the founders of Online Card Classes. And I apologize if I mute because I've got workers going all around and I can't find a quiet spot in this house, but we'll just have to give it a try. So,
all right. And Christina Werner.
Hey guys, I'm Christina. I am the other co-founder of Online Card Classes with Jennifer, and I blog. My personal blog is at kwarnerdesign.com. The YouTube channel is K Warner Design as well, so that's where you can find me.
And our special guest today is Tasnim Ahmed from Alton. She is here today in one of our backstory chats so that we can get the backstory on Alton. So Tasnim, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself and where they can find you on the internet?
Hi everyone, this is Tasnim Ahmed. I'm co-founder of Alton. My other co-founder is Jen Raza, who unfortunately could not be here today. You can find us at www.alton.com.
Usually, my first favorite question always is, how did you come up with the name of your company?
Okay, I think everyone wonders about that. So I'm someone who likes languages, and I like to explore different languages. And in my college, I took a German course. And when I was thinking about the name of Alton, my first choice was now and then. It's like something that's like designs we look at from the past, and we look at it in a modern way. And now and then was not unique enough, and so we thought, okay, we need to come up with something that's super unique. When you type it in Google, and that's the first thing that comes up. And I really like now and then, the idea of it. So I thought, okay, what words can be similar to now and then? And now, then, old, new, and then I was like, okay, old is alt in German. So, alt and new is kind of, we played with the words and we came up with alt and new. And I said that to Jen, and we kind of, that sounds okay. Maybe it will work. Let's just go with it. And then we went with it.
I love it. So much thought went into that. I'm a language fiend too. This little known fact about me, I have a master's degree in Slavic linguistics. So I always, yes. So I did Russian and Czech. And I always feel outnumbered on these chats by the engineers. And Tasnim, I know you're an engineer too. So I'm glad that we have the language thing in common. How many languages do you speak?
I speak fluently 3 languages.
Wow.
I'm familiar with German and a little bit of Japanese.
Japanese, wow.
wow.
I struggle with English.
I can speak English and 4-year-old language.
I speak cat fluently.
I speak cat pretty well.
I'm impressed, man. That's great.
Well, Tasnim, so tell us how Alton came to be. How did you and Jen get together for this fabulous concept?
Sure. So, I started as a card maker, just as Jen, as you all know. And about 2 years into card making, and I was thinking of like, okay, I don't have this kind of particular stamp that I want. I wish someone would make it. And then I'm like, okay, maybe I should make it. That kind of thoughts comes here and there. And at first I thought, oh, it's not going to happen. Oh, it's just a far away idea. But I kept thinking about it, and when I saw Stephanie from Clearly Solid Stamp, she launched her company, I was like, wow, if that girl can do it, maybe I can do it too. And I did some research, like what do you need to do if you want to design a stamp? And just the basic things, what kind of drawing you need. And then I contacted some manufacturers, asked them for some samples, and it's slowly. I did some. I was blogging about those samples. I made the stamp and I made a card with it, And Jen Raza, she said, oh, she just sent me an email one day, like, I noticed you made some stamps. I'm curious, because I was also thinking about making stamps from a few years from now. And I said, oh, that's great, because I was thinking of asking Jen to draw some, because she's a she's a great artist. So we talked about it, and then I said, what do you think of the idea of both of us starting together? And we just exchanged emails. After some thought, after some time, like, okay, yeah, I'm in. And then we decided to work together and start this company.
I always have the temptation to try to describe your style, which is amazing and easily recognized, but I want you to describe it for us, because it's so unique and different from everything that we see out there. How do you characterize it?
I think in a very simple word, the word elegant comes to me. When I design my cards, I always go for like elegant look, simple, elegant, and I think that you can see through our stamps. And lucky enough, I think Jen and myself, we both have similar taste. We actually, so far we haven't disagreed on anything, and whatever she designs, I like it. Whatever I design, she like it, and we have a similar outlook on what we want. So I think elegant and modern would always something different, something unique. We try our best not to like copy anyone or try to come up with something original and different and interesting.
Mm-hmm. So, I think we can put that one in the win column for sure. I think you got that done.
Yes.
Who's the genius behind your beautiful florals, which is something I think people really associate with you, those multi-layer floral images?
I think it's a combination of different sources. So the very first layering stamp set, which was painted flowers, that was actually my design. I wanted to see if that will work. I wanted something that will give you a watercolor look or like a painted look without actually having to do the work, right? And I saw a similar design on a scarf that I have, and then I said, let me see if I can work that out. And I was so scared when I finally sent the design. I wasn't sure if stamping would actually work, and I was nervous and excited to try out, and I'm glad it worked. So I saw there was people's response, they loved the layering stamp, and said, okay, maybe we should explore that area more. So a lot of the flowers, some of them I draw them. Some of them are actually based on paintings that we purchased from some artists. We're actually at a National Stationery Show in New York a couple of years ago, and there was an adjacent show which was basically people selling their artwork.
Was that Certex?
Yeah, exactly. Yes, Certex. So we didn't even know about Certex. We just kind of wandered into it, me and Jen, and we're like, oh, these are beautiful paintings. Maybe we could use some of this for our stamps or paper or whatever. And we purchased a few paintings from there. And sometimes I base the flowers on those paintings.
That's really cool.
I'm impressed. That's awesome.
I was gonna say for Jen, I think she takes pictures of pictures of flowers like outdoors, and she turns them also into like layering stamps.
Huh. Because she has a little fashion illustration experience, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So she does the sketchy cities because she's really good at sketching out.
Yeah, I love those city stamps.
Yeah.
And I also love my one of my favorite stamp sets, besides all the beautiful, elegant floral stuff, is the funny ones, like Raise the Stakes, the one that's all about meat. That's like the
awesome.
perfect stamp set for every Texan.
Jen is the genius behind all those, cool, different kind of stamps, like to the moon. She designed to the moon, and the stake you mentioned, and some of the unique ones, like the trophy one. Was it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, the trophy one, the world.
Yeah, you can see her comic influence in some of those stamp sets, I think, and it has a little sense of humor in there. Did the business take off right away? Did it surprise you?
Yeah, it was. It's funny, I'll tell you, we weren't sure how many stamps to order in the beginning. We're like, should we order 50 or 100? What do you think? Because we had no idea how people are going to know if anyone's going to buy anything. And surprisingly, I think within 2 hours of us opening the store, a lot of those stamps were sold out. And that's good one way, but unfortunately, it was usually the time it takes for us to reorder and get it back was about like a month. So so people had to wait. And it took us a few months to figure, I mean, maybe more than a few months to figure out, okay, you know, we need to order ahead of time, and so people are always waiting on sold out items. But yeah, it really did took off, and it took us by surprise, definitely. Both of us, neither of us expected, you know, we were just trying this thing, you know, we wanted to design stamps that we like to use. Yeah, and it worked out.
Did you surprise yourself with a creative life after your engineering passed?
Not quite, actually. I mean, I think there's a relation. When I was in engineering, I really like designing parts and machines, whatever you name it. And this stamps designing, you know, I really, you know, I like it. I was attracted to the designing part of it, and I enjoyed it very much. So I think it kind of relates to my engineering experience in that way, the designing part.
Yeah, there are so many engineers. I mean, it seems like everybody we've talked to the last few times has been an engineer. So I'm glad you have one, that you have a Lydia on your team, and two, that she's an English major and not an engineer. Makes me feel
really talented too.
But you are an engineer as well, correct?
Me?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't claim to be one anymore, but yeah, I was a mechanical engineer for
Oh, same here.
Yep. It wasn't right for me.
I actually never worked as a mechanical engineer, so you know, you have more right to say you're an engineer than me.
Did you? I didn't make it very long, so.
Well, I think that like almost problem-solving skill set that comes with engineering lends itself completely to card making, even though it's on a completely different field. You know?
Yeah.
I think you think about it, where this needs to go and where that needs to go, right?
With engineering in engineering school, I had to work really hard because it didn't come to me as easily as it came to most. I just loved math, so I went into engineering, and my parents, or my dad, my brother, my grandpa, everybody was an engineer. And I had to work hard, and I didn't give up, and I practiced a lot, and I think that's where I get my wanting to try techniques and make them stick with it until I get it just right. I think that's the only thing I can directly tie back to those engineering days. But
my favorite story about this Jennifer, not your Jennifer, but the one that's on the chat with us, is that she almost became an astronaut.
Wow.
I need to hear that story.
Yeah.
I want this astronaut.
I did a job at NASA, and I was thinking I might want to go down that path, but
Okay.
I decided I wanted to have a family instead someday, and now I glue paper together.
You should just own it and be like, I almost was an astronaut once.
Yeah. But I had better things to do.
There was a long road between where I was and being an astronaut. And
you don't have to say that. You can just say, I used to work at NASA.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to have to get that little video of you floating around.
Let's talk about stamps.
Well, I first met you at the crazy CHA where the line at the Alton booth was ridiculous. I tried for 3 days to get up there and say hi, and I couldn't get through the crowds.
Oh, sorry about that.
So, will you be back at CHA in Phoenix?
Yes, definitely. We're planning for it.
I love it. And your booth matched your style beautifully. I thought it was a beautiful booth. But did you even get to ever sit down? Every time I went by there, you were just standing there with 300 people around you.
No, I did good rest. Yeah, it's usually in the early morning. The traffic is less, so around, it gets later around noon.
And I've been hearing people are kind of fanatical about your inks and your mini inks. So what do people need to know about those?
Also, recently we just came up with, we just released re-inkers. So I think
good.
Yeah, that was in high demand. People kept asking us, are you going to release re-inkers? Some people said, I'm not going to buy the inks unless you release the re-inkers. Yeah. So that's there. And I think the small inks, they probably tend to dry out sooner than the big inks. So that'd be great to have the re-inkers.
How many ink colors do you have?
Oh, I think it's 48 now.
Wow.
Wow.
What I like about their inks is that it takes the thought out of figuring out what colors go together, because there's the light, the medium, the dark, the very, there's a combo. You can buy them separate or buy them as a combo, but there's no guesswork, especially with stamp layering. You just know if you need greens, you grab those, and they all go together nicely.
Ooh, I love that.
Less thinking.
I'm glad you said that, because usually when I order the inks, I order a lot of colors, meaning like the same shade, I order maybe 7 or 8, and in the end, I end up choosing 4. And I just wanted to quickly show you an example of when the samples come in. I stamp them and see which one would go better with each other. So.
Oh, that's beautiful. That makes my eyes happy.
Yes.
So they're the new colors, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh, look at that mint color.
And the third color is a shade of browns.
Nice.
I also want to say that we'll be working on new colors, a shade of oranges, because we don't have oranges. And I feel like I've never really had any good orange ink also.
You're not alone. There was a long Facebook thread a couple of months ago about somebody who was looking for the perfect pure orange. And, people posted about 300 different brands of inks and the colors, and I think the quest continues for a good orange.
In a different shade of green as well.
Yeah. What else is new? What other new products do you have coming out? I know you're past stamps, dyes, and ink. Now you have a lot more.
Yeah, so we're also venturing into different kind of products. I don't know if you heard about this, but we are actually going to be releasing Scrapbook Kids, and that's very new, different. I don't know, and as well as, should I say this?
Yes, say it. It's just us.
No one else will hear this.
We never tell anybody anything.
Okay, markers.
What?
So I think these markers are coming out next month. So
Oh
these
my gosh.
they're alcohol-based markers. It has a brush tip as well as a fine tip.
Oh.
Wow.
And they match your ink colors?
Yes.
Shut up.
So they will be in groups of 4 colors, just like the inks.
Oh,
Wow, you've been
that's a
busy.
bombshell. That's great.
Yay. You win the award for the best reveal in Crafty Chat.
No kidding. That is so exciting.
Yay.
So next month, look out for markers. I think the first set has 12 markers, and that's Red Cosmos, Cool Summer Night, and Green Fields. So those take.
Wow. That is some big news there.
And we'll be working on the next colors soon.
Awesome. That is very exciting. What day do you do your releases on?
Oh, so we don't really actually have a definite day. It's usually a Friday or a Monday, but we don't have an exact date of the day of the month that we release. But, make sure that it will be out in the blog and in the news.
Yeah, when it's ready, right?
We're still working on that. I mean, it would be nice if it was like say the 10th of every month, but still working towards that.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm all about not committing to a date.
Yes.
You never know what's going to happen, and it's less stress, and it's less stress for the buyers too, knowing, I think it's more fun when it's just like,
Yeah.
Yep, surprise, we have markers.
That is so exciting. I predict those are going to do really, really well.
I'm excited. Like,
I
you
know.
just made my day.
That is
Do you
huge
want to see
news.
something of the scrapbook kit?
Yeah.
All right, so the sneak peek for the scrapbook is in this box.
Oh
Okay.
my word.
I just want that on my wall.
Me too.
It's actually a painting, and it's on my wall, actually. And
Is
so-
it?
Yes, it is.
I'm coming and
It's
stealing that.
done by a Japanese artist, and it's from that Certic show I mentioned earlier. So both me and Jen just fell in love with this painting, and that was like 2 years ago, right? And we're like, we need to use this as a pattern paper.
It's
Coming out. We have some resin frames, and then some city postcards.
ooh.
Alphabet stickers.
So is this kit being released at the same time as the markers, or will they have separate release dates?
I think they're separate. I think this one will be released in November. And so there's pattern paper, stickers, and I'm not gonna give out all the secrets. No.
That is very exciting, and what elegant, beautiful packaging. Wow.
Thank you.
I love it when stamp companies make pretty packaging. That's something I actually care about. I know I should care more about the stamps, but I like to get a pretty package.
Yeah, I was thinking like for this box, then once you used up the stuff, like you can still store them, or you can use it for any other purpose. So,
or you can hang it on your wall.
You can send it to Jennifer so she can hang it on her wall. That's exciting that what made you veer off into scrapbooking? That's a fun little angle.
Yeah, I think it's funny because neither me or Jen are scrapbookers, but I think we like because I think card making and scrapbooking kind of go hand in hand. You know, both are paper crafting, and we just wanted to explore and give more options to everyone.
Christina's our resident scrapbooker.
Well, I mean, I don't even scrapbook anymore, but
That's where I started.
I worked for scrapbook companies. Like I worked for Basic Gray years ago. What's interesting and what I loved about designing for the scrapbooking industry in particular, not just card making, was that you can take everything to a larger scale. I mean, those frames that you just showed us, I mean, you could shrink them down and make them small enough on a card, but they wouldn't have such a statement on your project without the size. So that's kind of a really interesting thing about scrapbooking when you just have a larger format. Now, when I started scrapbooking on 12 by 12 and I was like, this is amazing. And everyone, you know, not everyone, but a few people would comment like, how can you work on 12 by 12 pages? Because it's just so much space. And then I realized that they came from card making. And then we're going to 12 by 12 and it's a little bit daunting because the size is so much bigger. And then I was going the opposite way from scrapbooking to card making. And I was like, it's so small. Like, what can I do? You know? So it's just a little bit of a mind shift, but so fun. And I can't wait to see what's in the kit. You might get me scrapbooking again.
I know. I think I'd get it. I was the same way. I tried to be a scrapbooker. I never succeeded, but it was exactly what you're saying, Christina. It was super intimidating to go from a card front size to a 12 by 12. It still scares me to death. And that's why I don't do bigger paintings either, but
yeah,
that box sure is pretty.
I loved 8 by 8. And even now with like the pocket scrapbooking trend.
Yes, that's more my
have those different, you know, arrangements. So you could maybe have something that's, you know, 8 by 8 and then some smaller things around it. So there's an opportunity to break it down into smaller segments, which isn't as daunting as it once was.
I want to buy a bunch of those kits so that I can hang the pretty boxes. And then those frames, I think it'd be fun in a little cluster on a wall with pictures or something in it. I want to do that in my daughter's room. So
I was thinking those brush letter. I love the brush lettering alphabet stickers that you showed. I think those would be great for cards too. I love that.
I'm actually also working on a similar card kit. So it has a smaller, the 6 by 6 papers and a little different items, bigger stamp set. And for that, I'm also going to include those stickers because I think card makers can use them as well, just for finding out any reading.
And kits are fun because I'm a very slow card maker. You know, I'll spend hours and hours and hours, you know, watercoloring something, and then, you know, a day goes by and then you have a card. But I love kits because it's the one time that I don't have to spend so much time on my design. I can enjoy all the fun things about paper crafting, but someone else has done all the hard work of designing stuff that goes together for me. And those are the ones that I really enjoy, like sit down, put on Longmire, make my kits. So I bet those will be super popular. When are you coming out with card kits?
Most likely it's CHA because I still have to design a couple of items in that kit.
Cool. I know. CHA, why does it seem like CHA is every 2 weeks? Because it does. Yeah. Sneaks up on you.
It does, yeah. It's already September, right? It's 3 more months left.
One thing I wanted to ask you about was tell us about Alton Academy.
So for Alton Academy, we decided that we wanted to give people ideas in how to use our products. So the first class was free, and it was all about layering, because, you know, people would have have questions how to use the layering cards, so we want to show to them through videos. And each class is there, very short classes, small classes, and they usually focus on a particular technique or idea, or sometimes on particular kind of products. So people can get more ideas how to use these products.
You know how we feel about education, obviously.
I'm actually very far away from Alton Academy, meaning, Nicole Picadura, she's the one who runs Alton Academy, and she contacts the teachers and she plans it out and discusses it. So,
and then people always have access to it, right?
Exactly.
What's your favorite thing that you guys have going right now?
So I'm excited about the markers and the Scrapbook Kit, and I'm also excited about the stamps that are coming out next month. So we'll have some stamp in October and November. And there's one particular stamp that I'm actually quite excited about. I want to show it to you, actually.
Peaks!
Okay, we need to have Tasnim on like every week.
I know!
More and more peaks.
Yeah, she's like the peak maker.
I like it.
So it's a different kind of stamp, and, well, not quite. I mean, it's not a floral, but it's a solar stamp.
Oh, that's so cute!
I can paint my galaxies.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about this one. It has like all the planets in the solar system plus some rockets and astronauts.
There's Jennifer!
You know what, Lydia, you're going to have to get screenshots of all of our expressions when she held that up, because we're all like...
This one has actually a very interesting story. I used to volunteer or also work at a public library in East Meadow. So I'm in Syracuse, upstate New York now. And I moved about like 2 months ago. And I think back in May or June, one lady that I know at the library, she said, "Oh, we have this people from, was it NASA? No, it's not NASA, but it's some kind of exhibition. I forgot the name, but science exhibition, and it's gonna be all about solar system and galaxy, etc." So she said, I want the kids coming to stamp like different planets on their passports. They're gonna have like passports. So do you know of any stamps? And I did a quick search, and I really didn't find any stamp that has like all of the planets. Maybe there was like one sun and moon stamp, and that was about it. And I sent her those links. I was like, this is all I found. Maybe you could use stickers. And then I thought later on, but there's so many kids. How many stickers is she going to buy? So I sent her an email. You know what? Maybe I will design a stamp set. She's like, "Oh, you're the best." and then I designed this. So I did this a long time ago, back in June. I designed it and I, sent it to her, and she was very excited. She said the kids loved it. But yeah. So that was the story behind the stamp set. That's
great. That would be a great teacher stamp set. So it also has a picture of each planet as well as the names?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It has all the pictures of each planet. It's not just a circle. It's like actually different images.
Oh, my kids are going to steal that so fast.
Yeah, you better put 6 of those on.
For example, this is Jupiter, Saturn.
Oh, wow.
Uranus.
I'm so impressed.
Oh, yeah, galaxies, here we come. That is so fun.
My daughter loves it. She actually, first day it came, she made something like all the solar planets, all the planets and everything.
So cute.
And knowing you guys will have some incredible examples of cards using it too, because you guys are really good about that. You have a great design team. Yeah. Well, you and Jen are 2 of my favorite artists. You have been for a long time. We love when you're part of online card classes because your videos have always been. I'll never forget the first time I asked you to be in online card classes and you sent your video, and I just kind of sat there with my jaw hanging open the whole time. It's just, your videos are incredible.
One thing everybody wants to know, speaking of design team, is how do you, if there are people out there who want to get noticed by Alton, what is your advice for them?
I think joining our challenges, that's a great way for us to see your work. And also, if you're really interested, you could always send us an email. There have been some artists who sent us email, and at the time we had, I think, about 10 people. So we said, okay, if we have some people leading the team, will definitely think about you. So I think joining our challenges, so we get to see your work, and also you can email us if you're really interested.
what's the physical layout at Alton? What kind of space are y'all in currently?
So I'll be honest, in the beginning it was our basement.
Sure. Yeah.
Small. And it got to the point where there literally was no space to walk around, you know. But since we moved to upstate, we have a warehouse now. It's about 5,000 square feet, I believe, and it's so much better. The people who work there, they were like, "How did you guys fit all these boxes in your house?" So we're literally taking over. We had boxes in the garage, boxes in the backyard, in the living room, I mean the dining room, everywhere. So it was getting crazy. But yeah, we have a warehouse.
That's my homeland. I was born in Buffalo, and I went to my undergrad in Rochester.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. My husband grew up in Rochester. He went to high school there.
I love Rochester. I do not miss the winter, but I love it every other time of year.
Where are you now?
I am in Austin, Texas. I live on the surface of the sun.
Mm-hmm.
So I had enough snow that I just moved to the hottest place in America. So, and I love it.
That's great.
That's the only reason I won't move up there and park in Jennifer's craft room is because they have winter, and I don't do winter.
But we don't have creatures like you do in Texas. Like there's like critters, like monsters inside of me. It's basically based in Austin, Texas.
I actually, this morning, my first experience, and this is great as a nearsighted person, to have large bugs that are trying to kill you all the time, because if you don't have your glasses on yet, they look 3 times as big as they are, and they're already pretty big. But I was just sitting down at my desk getting ready for this, and I felt something on my face, and I went like this, and it was a spider. It was amazing.
Oh
so my cardio is done for today.
Actually, I've been saying that our new house has a lot of woods real close. We have a lot of woods back here. And I call the outside Austin, Texas, because the critters are bigger than our old house.
Yes.
Lucky for me, I live on the 3rd floor, so.
Oh.
Yeah. On an apartment.
That's good.
I will gladly take snow and ice and dryness, because I live in a desert. I will take that over all of those like cat-sized insects.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And the snakes and everything. That's what I always tell everybody. You know, the reason that we are so sassy in Texas is because everything here is trying to kill you. Everything. You're constantly in a battle for your life. So that's where our attitude comes from. Well, Tasnim, is there anything else you would like us to know, or any other peaks, Peak Master, before we let you go?
No, thank you very much for having me. This was really great. I enjoyed chatting with you, and it's an honor. So thank you so much.
You bet. It was great talking to you. I cannot wait to get my paws on those markers.
I have to say, I've always been a big fan of yours and of Jen's. You guys are incredibly generous, and I think something about that classy generosity shows through in your stamp line and your products. And I think it's a wonderful addition to the industry, and we really appreciate all you guys do to bring us such incredible products.
Oh, thank you.
And draining our bank accounts.
You have a very loyal fan base. I'll tell you that. People feel super strongly about Alton and your designs. And you are known for great service, too. And we appreciate that. We're trying our best. You know, I know there have been many glitches in here and there, you know, of not getting the orders on time. It's just, you know, we need more people, and, you know, we're trying our best always to get the orders on time and get back to our customers on time.
Well, I think one of the things we've learned in a lot of these crafty chats is how hard it is to start these businesses and these small businesses and keep up with the orders. And so I think a lot of people appreciate and understand all the work it takes. So I think people are a little more understanding about, you know, back orders and things like that, because it's not easy.
I'll tell you one thing. In the beginning, it was all me. I was doing most of it because Jen is in Boston and I was in Long Island, and I was doing all the, you know, the groundwork, basically. You know, all the products would come to me, and I would package and everything. And there were times I had like 500 orders at a time, and I was like staying up all night packaging.
Oh.
And so my husband decided that, you know, I needed some help, so he looked for some people who could help me with packaging. And a few months later, we had like a team together, and he would sometimes say, "I don't know how you did all this together. Like you did everything." I was like, "Yeah, no wonder you're not eating or sleeping."
Right. And nobody sees that really unglamorous side of it, you know. We just see the website with the pretty things, and you know, you forget there's a lady who's not eating or sleeping putting all that together.
I enjoyed every moment of it. You know, I still think back, like when I was doing everything, I was like, I actually liked it very much. And just designing it and doing it, getting the orders, doing all of it.
Yeah.
Like, of course, there's one point where there's only certain things you can do. Only there's enough hours in a day, so you have to bring in more help at one point.
Well, if there's anybody out there who has not met these two ladies, I would encourage you to go to CHA and meet them in person, because they're a lot of fun to be around. And that booth and everything is just beautiful. So I'm really glad to see how well you guys have done, because you're just so unique and your designs are so beautiful. And I can see my Alton collection from here. So thanks so much for coming on. It was a joy to talk to you. And thank you for the peaks. You have now set the bar very high for future Crafty Chat peaks. We appreciate it.
I'll have to tell everyone to prepare to share, because we expect it now.
Yep,
Yeah,
we need some props.
You might want to order a few extra of those planets, because I think everybody's going to want that set.
Yep.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yep, bump that one up just a little bit. Well, thank you so much for spending this time with us. I know you're super busy, so I really, really appreciate it. And we will see the rest of you on the next Crafty Chat.